So you're looking for organic leads for your estate agency, whether that be vendors or buyers. You're probably on the big three portals, Rightmove, Zoopla, or On the Market. Maybe you've tried writing blog posts, maybe you've tried posting on social media, or maybe even tried advertising through Facebook, Google, or YouTube. Maybe you've created videos trying to outreach, but you never seem to be able to get the reach, you never seem to get engagement. So you're wondering what it is you actually have to do to get organic leads to your business. Well, it's different for each platform, but if you want to stick around until the end of the video, I'll show you how you can get organic leads to your website. So just keep watching. Please take a minute just to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. And if you've been struggling to get organic to your website, let us know in the comments below what you've struggled with, and maybe something we can address in a future video. So before I tell you what it is you've been doing wrong to get organic leads to your site, have a quick look in the link down below this video and you'll find a link to our Organic Leads Getting Started guide. With that guide, you'll actually be able to start implementing some of the steps that you absolutely need to start generating organic traffic for your website. So go and do that now and then carry on watching the video. So to get organic leads to your website, what exactly am I talking about? Well, yeah, you may have guessed it, it's the dreaded SEO. Now, there are a few parts to SEO. You've got the technical SEO, which is all to do with the platform that your website's actually on. You've got the on-page SEO to do with your content and how it's formatted and how it links to each other. You've got the off-page SEO, which is all of the links coming back to your site from other websites. And then you've actually got the content, your keyword research, and actually matching up to what people are looking for with your content so that you're actually getting found for the right things. So I'll talk about a couple of those little points next, and then you can actually go and see in the downloadable in the link below actually the full range of, I think there's about 36 points that you need to address for content being found on the search engine in today's digital world. So let's have a look at some of those now. So let's start with technical SEO. In technical SEO, there are a number of factors that are going to affect your site's ability to rank pieces of content. Now, one of those is going to be, as an example, having a secure website. Still seeing even today there are people with websites out there that don't have the little padlock up in the top left hand corner on their website. They don't have a secure page. Now, this is something that Google announced a long time ago that was going to be a ranking factor. So even if you're not collecting people's names and addresses, which you should be, and you're not giving people stuff to download in exchange for an email address, which you should be, and if you're not, that's something you need to look at and possibly get fixed. But they all need to be happening with secure connections. Now, moving on from that, the next thing is going to be page speed. So when somebody comes to your website, it needs to load, and it needs to load fast, because the majority of people coming to your website today are on mobiles. Which brings us to another point, which is actually mobile first web design. So your website really needs to be mobile friendly. So when somebody looks at it on a phone, it needs to look as good as it does as if somebody's looking at it on a website. But coming back to page speed, obviously because it's mobile, it needs to load fast. So having lots of very large images or auto-playing videos, things like that, or even though actually mobile will actually stop them auto-playing. But you need to have a fast loading page, and if it's not, then you're going to get penalized for that, because not only are you going to drop down in the rankings, people aren't going to wait for your website to load. They'll just move off somewhere else. Google Yahoo, Bing, they'll take notice of things like that, and they won't rank you as highly because they'll see that people trying to get to your site are leaving before they've either got even the first page loaded or even had a chance to look around because they're just not sticking around long enough, and that will hurt you in the long run. So page speed, very important. There are a number of other technical factors, but let's move on to on-page SEO. Now, on-page SEO is more to do with the actual content itself. So you're going to want to make sure that, first of all, your content is good, it's well written, but then you want to look at what's the title like, what are the headlines looking like, is it broken down, does it actually look good? So is it just a massive great big block of text where you run on and on and on, just the text just runs and you're scrolling down page after page, or is it formatted well? Is it broken up into sections? Does it have bullet points? Have you got diagrams and pictures? All of these things are going to make things look prettier, more readable. They're going to help people find what they want more easily, and that's going to keep people on your site for longer. They're going to engage more with it, they're more likely to share it, and so these are all things that you're going to want to start thinking about when you're actually producing good content. It's not just, is the information useful, does it help somebody answer a question or solve a problem, but also, is it presented well, does it look good, and coming back to page speed, does it load fast? So all of those things are going to have an impact on whether or not your content actually ranks on the search engines. So moving on to your off-page SEO, this is going to be things like business citations, backlink opportunities, looking at what your competition are doing in your area. How good is the content that they're producing? Do you have other competitors? So are the online estate agents or the portals or people like the NAA or anybody that's to do with your governing bodies, are they producing content that is competing with the type of stuff that you're producing? Because if they're an ombudsman, or if they're a big, let's say Rightmove, if Rightmove do a piece of content and you've both got the same titles and you've both got similar content, Rightmove's going to win because you're basically competing with somebody that knows what creating content and getting it distributed is all about, because they've got professionals in their business that do that, so they've got a bit of an advantage. However, what they don't have is the advantage of being local, which is where your advantage comes in. And so having lots of local backlinks and sharing your content around locally and making sure that your business citations on all your local directories are there, and all of these kinds of things, they're going to help you. It may be not necessarily directly outrank, and certainly not in the early days. If you don't have a big back catalogue of good content, you're not going to compete with the likes of Rightmove anytime soon. But if you start now and you are consistent and you produce a lot of good content and you do your on-page and off-page and all your technical SEO is good, and then when we talk about keywords next, your content is targeted with the intent of the user's search, and you've got lots of related articles built up within your catalogue of content, and you start to actually produce things that solve people's problems locally, you're really going to be able to start competing, and if not beat the big businesses that have got lots of money behind them, partly in thanks to you, but you're going to be right there with them. And so don't think that it can't be done, because as a local business you have an advantage over bigger businesses trying to compete in local areas. And don't forget that, because that is a really big thing, and it's something that companies, particularly like Google and Bing, they really want to help you get your content in front of people, because if you're a local business, you're far more likely to be able to help somebody with a problem than a big business that's just ranking locally. So really important point there for you to understand, that SEO is not the purview of people with the most money, it's the people with the most value. And if you're offering a lot of value and you're putting out a lot of content that's really relevant and it's laser targeted to your local audience, you are going to rank, and you're going to rank well. So just know that. So in the Organic Leads Beginner's Guide, which you'll find the link for below, you start applying the few bits that we've just talked about in this video and all of the other points in that guide. You are going to be able to start producing content for your website, and possibly with videos and social postings as well to help it along. But you are going to be able to start producing content that ranks on the search engines. So don't forget to get your copy of that guide. Applying all of the steps in that guide is really going to be able to help you to get your message out to your local audience and really start to help them find the answers that they need, and that in turn is basically going to help you with your rankings. So don't think, again, because you're not throwing a lot of money at it or you haven't been doing it a lot of time, it's not worth doing, because you haven't missed the boat. It's not too late. You just need to get started now and be persistent in doing it. By creating high quality content that solves people's problems, not only are you going to be helping yourself by getting people to start to find you and hear your message and what you have to say, you're actually going to start building your local brand, your local celebrity. You're going to be recognized as a local expert, and you're not just going to be another high street real estate agent that has nothing really that distinguishes them from anybody else. So having that content and having that brand awareness of what is your message, what is it you're there to do, even what is it you're passionate about, what is it you most like to help people with, those things are going to help you, and they're going to establish your brand and your expertise and really start to help your business get those organic leads that you're looking for. After a time, when you've been creating some of this content that helps people out and they start to find you, know who you are, give you recommendations, what that's really going to do is every time you release a new piece of content, it's going to help you get in front of those people. So if they're in the market now, maybe it's first time buyers or people looking to rent, could be people looking to upsize or downsize, whatever it might be. If you're writing content that's relevant to them, it's more likely that if they've got onto your social platforms, or if they're on your emailing list, when you release your next bit of content and you send them a little notification saying, hey, here's the next content about XYZ, they're going to pay attention. That's going to help you with engagement. It's going to help your organic reach, not just on the search engine platforms, but also on the social platforms. And in turn, that is going to help you get those organic leads coming to you. And ultimately, it's going to help your bottom line. You're basically going to do more business with a better quality client, because you've taken the time and effort to actually put your message out there, and you configured using, in the link below, the Organic Leads Beginner's Guide to actually put all of the things in place that you need to show the search engines that you've got what people want, and your business bottom line will boom. So if that's what you're looking for, this is the place you need to be. So if you've found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. You can also join us in our Facebook group. I'll drop the link in the details below as well, and we'll see you in there. So now you know the secrets to SEO and getting organic leads. I mean, literally everything you need to know is in that guide. You can now start applying that to your message and actually making an impact in your local area and your local market, and you've basically got this. So get the guide, go and apply it, and you'll get there. Thanks for watching this video. Really been great sharing this with you, and I'll see you in the next video.